Now this man is going to take a loan now of $P. This is done at the beginning of a certain month. Interest rate is 0.5% per month. So this problem is about months. This is at the start. The amount outstanding will therefore increase by 0.5%. And then they will take equal installment paid to the bank at the end of every month. So there are two things happening here. One is interest rate. Interest rate is a multiplication of 1 plus r over 100. When you make installment, you are reducing your loan. So your installment is subtracting a certain constant. You minus some constant. Okay, you reduce the amount of loan. So you have one multiplication, one subtraction that is done in a recurring manner. It's going to be a table form. So can we find the monthly installment if he would like to repay the loan in 20 years and show that that monthly installment is given by this particular fraction? First, in case we make mistakes later on, 20 years, let's equate it to months. So 20 times 12, we will get 240 months. Let's fill in the two events that are occurring. At the beginning of the month, there is an interest rate 0.5%. So at the beginning, we are going to multiply by 1 plus 0.5 over 100. Be careful with the zeros that appears in the decimal places. It will be 1.005. At the end of each month, you make an installment payment. Let's have the installment payment as subtraction of x, which means the installment itself, we call it x. And we go for that table. I will usually fill in 3 rows first so that we get a pattern nicely. So let's start with month number 1. You took a loan of $P. At the start of the month, you already have interest. They never say we start from month 2. It's at the start of every month. So from $P, it becomes P times 1.005 immediately on the first month. And we go right, it becomes, you copy and paste, subtract x. And let's go to month number 2, copy and paste and multiply a 1.005. So there will be a square involved. Move right. Month 3, again copy paste first, and then we multiply 1.005. We just go for one more time towards the right. Okay, usually 3 rows should be enough, but if you're not confident, you can always go for a row 4. Okay, for now, let me just use 3 rows to judge the equation. Which column are we looking for? Look at the question carefully. You want to find the monthly installment if he were to repay in 20 years. So you want to look at the payment column. We are not asked for what happens after the interest. We are asked for payment. I want to complete the payment. Okay, so let's look at the payment column. We emphasize on the end of the month for 20 years. So let's look at what will happen to end of 240 months. Okay, not beginning because the question says we look at repaying the loan in 20 years. So we look at the end of the month. And we do a pattern check again. First term has P. Every other term has a X. First power, check does it match the month number. In this situation, for end of the month, that first power matches exactly the month number. Okay, so these are the two observations you should make. Hence, we start the problem. It should be P 1.005 power 240. The first power matches the month number exactly. Subsequent terms, powers all keeps reducing by 1. So I get a 239. Next term, I get a 238. Use dots to represent that there are many other terms. Remember, the last terms at the back is always the same in all the rows. So you just copy back that last two terms. So I have a 1.005 x subtract x. You would like to repay the loan completely. So you would like the amount to become 0. We fill in as 0. What is our goal? Our goal is to find that monthly installment, which means that I would like to find your x. We let x be that monthly installment. So let's solve for the x value.